Well, Jerry, goals are obviously big things in football matches, and it felt like the opening goal changed the tide of that game.
Absolutely, that was where it changed, and that's what football's all about. At the end of the day, you have to put the ball in the back of the net, and you have to try and keep it out as well. So that's what football is in the grand scheme of things. Really, really good first 20 minutes, dominating the ball completely territory-wise. I don't know how many corners we had in that first spell. A lot of balls flashing around. Looked like there was going to be a tap in at one point, but never did fall for us. Didn't quite get a finish. And then they have their first attack, and their first attack really disappointed my defenders. It's gone down the side. We know what Kendall's all about. Spoke about it before the game. Alarm bells were ringing just before that, where we stepped up, didn't track our space, and he's got him down the side of us, which he should never do. And he finishes really well. So, yeah, that was a real killer blow for us, that one, because you come away from home and start so well. But I have to say, after that moment, once the first goal goes in, the reaction wasn't great in regards of we didn't really believe it again. I felt as if we almost accepted, and I don't think they do it purposely, I think it's subconsciously, almost accepted that we were going to find it difficult to get back in the game.
Obviously frustrated by a few aspects there. Is the more annoying thing that you didn't take your chance and go ahead during that first 20, or the nature of the goals you conceded?
Twofold, really. I mean, if we'd have scored 2 or 3 in that opening spell, no one could have complained about it. Danny said it to me there, just coming off. I haven't had a conversation with him, but from what I'm seeing there, that's us. But we didn't put the ball in the back of the net. So that's just hearsay now. It's not a factual thing. So yeah, it looked like a really confident team that first 20 minutes. But I have to say, the frailty of our defending, we are where we are because of a reason. We're conceding too many goals, and the frailty came back again. I mean, the second one just sums it up. When that happens, someone comes off a shape off the right, your left back doesn't come in with him. The next thing is your centre backs then got to step out and engage. Didn't happen. Ended up going then in our 18-yard box, so we couldn't force them backwards or sideways. It's a touch and a finish. Really simple goal. And then the game's done. We've tried changing it, went with the front 3, and went with the back 3 to try and be a bit more aggressive. We put a bit of instruction on. I felt as if we didn't go into the front enough. I felt as if we then overplayed. Because with the wind, first half, you want to play. And ironically, we've put too many balls down the side that went out for goal kicks after that really good spell. And then second half, when you're up against the wind, you want to try and drop some balls in these areas here and in behind them if you could. And we didn't. We overplayed then, and we didn't go into the front enough and didn't go down the sides. I thought our reaction from our strikers was really poor when balls went in the box. I thought no one was reacting to any corners that would drop in. Any entries into the box, we didn't react well enough, and in the end they have a 2-0 win. So yeah, disappointing both aspects of the game. It's not going to define our season, this one, because we knew it was going to be probably the toughest game of all our run-ins. But I really fancied us actually in this game, I really did, but we've come out the wrong end of it.
Obviously puts an end to your unbeaten run, but back at home at Twerton Park next Saturday. Is that a chance to get straight back at it and try to get back to those levels of maybe last week? Yep.
Yeah, we have to. First and foremost, I thought we looked a little bit leggy actually second half as well. I mean, I don't know whether the game in midweek's taken a little bit out of them. We tried to rest them up. We'll train hard next week. We have to get some load back into their legs, make sure that we are, firstly, physically right. But I think physicality comes from a mentality first and foremost anyway. It's all right, people saying about you look leggy, they looked a little bit jaded. People talk about 3.5 hours on a coach. I just don't buy into it. It's your mentality. If you want to run and you want to work a little bit harder, you can. And the hardest thing to do it is when you're losing a game of football. You have to do it even more then and show that you've got that resilience, you've got that grit to go and do it. And we have done over the last couple of weeks. 4 games unbeaten. It's a shame because I believe that we could extend this run, and who knows where we would have taken it. If we got a result here, who knows where we would have taken it, but we haven't. We have to stay within ourselves and not panic because we've just lost a game of football in our running. We know what we've got left to do. We've got our little targets, and it's important we focus on that process to get there. But today is a little bit of a kick in the teeth for us because, like I said, I felt confident coming here. I know the players did, but we haven't been able to manage it.
Talked about the change of shape during that second half. You went 3 at the back and 3 up front. Is that something you may think about sticking with next Saturday, knowing that that's the way Dulwich usually line up?
I don't know. I'll have a look at them, Michael. I don't know. Listen, first and foremost, people have got to play their way into the team, and there's a few there, certainly defensively, that we've looked frail. So that's an aspect of our game that we've suffered with quite a bit. And again, that's a mentality and a desire to want to go and cover space. It's a desire to want to go and engage people. It's a desire to come out when your mate's struggling across the box and centre-backs got to step in, like I said. It's a desire when they're pumping balls forward, then second half, and Kendall's beating them to it. That was really disappointing. You know, I know he likes to go in behind, but you've got to win the race. So that wasn't happening for us. You know, we're putting balls in first half, and they're winning the race, and it's going out for a corner, what have you, or a throw in, and they're winning it. I know we've covered space to an extent where we've put it out for throw-ins and corners, but too passive, way too passive. So first and foremost, you have to address that. I want to see in their faces the ones that want to play Saturday, the ones who are ready for a battle. We know what Dulwich bring. They bring a physicality, and I talk about a strength and athleticism in that. So we'll have to match that first and foremost and come up with a game plan, which we will. But today's disappointing. Yeah, I am disappointed. That's the overriding feeling because, like I said, I felt as if we could get something from the game. And certainly after that first 20, 25 minutes, it felt as if we would probably go and win the game if anyone has come in and saw the first 20 minutes. But we haven't. And the 2 goals are poor defending. That's the problem, really. You've defended really poorly in 2 moments of the game. Other than that, it's been bits and bobs flying around, but the 2 goals are really poor.
Well, thanks for your time, Joe. We'll see you next Saturday.
Cheers. Thank you.